Most games are a power trip. They allow me to feel great by doing things I could never do in real life. I can't soar through the air, I can't conquer an entire army, I can't talk to cute girls. Stealth games aren't like this, at least for the most part. It's a nice change of pace. You usually aren't some powered up superhero, but a regular Joe using your wits to overcome situations in ways that might be possible for you in real life. I can hide around corners. I can hide in plain sight. I can stab someone with a screwdriver. Theoretically. It's a different kind of fulfillment, not stemming from, I wish I could do this, but feeling like, yeah, I could do this. Anyway, here's a stealth game where you can't do anything from it in real life. Aragami. You can create shadows from nothing and use shadows as a way to traverse, teleporting between them. I'm trying to look at this video from an outsider's perspective. If I was watching this having not made it, because the guy in the video just said he can't do anything the game character can, I would spend the rest of the video pointing out the trivial things both of us can do. So, if, like me, you're a cantankerous git, I would like to save you some effort. Yes, I do concede I can walk, run, walk crouched, look at birds, and a whole host of other things that Aragami can do. I can even stick to the shadows, if you count sitting alone in my bedroom every night. So this lady has brought you back to life to avenge the death of her friends. She didn't know that I'd be able to get through the gate? What the fuck did she expect me to do then? Follow me. Oh, a gate. Well, we tried. As you journey on, you are rediscovering your saviour's past as well as your own, and you have some powerful visions along the way. Like here, you walk up to this bird and have a vision of a bird. Look, the story isn't fantastic, but that's not what you should play it for. The game is pure stealth, utilising guards with set patrol paths and debilitating cataracts, but who you stand very little chance against in a fight. You stick to the shadows, using right click to teleport between shaded areas and left click to create shadows to teleport into. For some reason, nobody finds shadows appearing in front of them with nothing to cast it suspicious at all. Maybe a high-flying hummingbird is pissing on the ground and making it slightly darker. I know that's what I'd assume and wouldn't give it a second thought. Textures are a bit shit really, but in motion it looks great. It's like a very tame version of the movie Speed, and as long as you keep moving at all, you'll be fine. If needs be, just shake the camera about, and if even that's too much, just shake your head. Interestingly, you can't move bodies about, which, while at first seeming restrictive, adds the element that you have to kill people at the correct time so they'll be in shadow and won't be found. Though, shortly into the game you can purchase the ability to disintegrate bodies, which makes it much less complex than the average stealth game, only needing a second after you've killed them to destroy the evidence, which is a bit of a fast turnaround in difficulty. Like if the first level of a Star Wars game was fighting an army of skippity-flipping incredibly strong Yodas, but then the rest of the game was entirely based around fighting hordes of younglings. It's the biggest problem the game faces really. You're gaining new abilities to bypass enemies, even though your base set was more than enough. On top of this, the difficulty kind of plateaus because simple strategies that arguably shouldn't work are often incredibly effective. Oftentimes you can just teleport behind people and kill them, which does feel good, but is perhaps too easy to do, like self-filleting after you've traded bodies with a snake. Here there's a platform guarded by an archer, but I can just walk towards him and teleport behind before he shoots me. It's one of those situations where actually thinking about what to do is harder and more time consuming than just brute forcing it, so most people will just brute force it. Nobody expects the Hulk to fumble for his keys when his front wall is looking pretty dang fragile. And if you are found, for the most part you can just repeatedly teleport away, and even if you can't, the AI isn't always the best. Your power meter recharges when you're in shadow, so it's nothing more than an annoyance to leave the light to recharge only to go straight back again to use your powers, like leaving the toilet paper in your kitchen and going back and forth to get each sheet individually until you're clean. And these issues don't change because the gameplay doesn't. Nearly every segment sees a shield you can't pass through in place, so you go destroy the shield generator, then backtrack and move on. It's especially a shame in this level, where there are 4 shrines you have to infiltrate, each based on a different element. The wind-water kind, not the cesium-ion kind. But in each the gameplay is the same, find and destroy a generator. There are no new gameplay elements added, and they don't even look that dissimilar. And if they'd just called them shrines and not mentioned the elements at all, it wouldn't have been such a letdown. It's like when my parents took me to Strawberry Fields. There wasn't a strawberry in sight. If they'd just called it Stone Circle with a verb on, it would have been a lot less of a disappointment. You can feel the lost potential when they don't follow through on their ideas like this. I just wish the game would try something new. Never mind, they just tried something new and I hate it. Platforming is not this game's strong suit. It's a shame because when the gameplay does change, it feels like a lesser version of a different game. There's a boss that reminds me of Mr. Freeze in Arkham City, where you have to change your tactics to hit him a second time, but after that you can just go back to attacking him normally. There's also a section where you have to dash between cover to avoid sniper fire. I've never seen this done well, so I don't know why you'd want to copy it. I've been ragging on the game a lot, but I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It doesn't have any major flaws, and it's short enough that it doesn't outstay its welcome. It's also made better by the addition of Steam Workshop and the fact you can play in co-op with a friend, or an enemy, or a loose acquaintance, or anyone really. I don't know why we always limit it to saying a friend. These things make it easier to recommend. The problem is that there are just many games out there that do what Aragami does better. You wouldn't be going wrong to play Aragami, but there are definitely better uses of your time. It's the video game equivalent of losing your virginity. Chances are you will enjoy it, just nowhere near as much as you hoped.